Navigating Customs Clearance for Chemicals, Essential Guide for Importers. Welcome back to our channel, dedicated to providing valuable insights into customs brokerage and international trade. In today's video, we will explore the topic of customs clearance for chemicals. We will discuss the specific considerations, compliance measures, and safety protocols necessary to ensure a smooth and successful customs clearance process for the import and export of chemical products. Compliance with regulations and adherence to safety measures are of paramount importance in the trade of chemical products. The customs clearance process for chemicals involves stringent procedures to ensure the safety of individuals, the environment, and international security. Let's dive into the key factors that importers and exporters need to consider when dealing with customs clearance for chemicals. Chemical products are subject to strict regulations due to their potential impact on human health, environmental safety, and security. Importers and exporters must familiarize themselves with the specific regulations governing the import or export of chemicals. This includes understanding the requirements for labeling, classification, documentation, safety data sheets, SDS, and any other relevant regulations specific to the chemical industry. Comprehensive and accurate documentation is crucial for customs clearance of chemicals. Importers and exporters must provide detailed and complete documentation and safety data sheets. SDS contains vital information about the hazards, handling instructions, and emergency response recommendations for the chemical substances. Different countries may have registration and notification requirements for importing or exporting certain chemicals. In some cases, pre-notification or registration with regulatory authorities may be mandatory to comply with local regulations. Importers and exporters should be aware of such requirements and initiate the necessary registrations or notifications as part of the customs clearance process. Collaborating with regulatory authorities is instrumental in efficiently managing customs clearance for chemicals. Importers should establish open lines of communication with relevant regulatory agencies to seek guidance, clarify requirements, and address any inquiries or concerns during the customs clearance process. Safe transportation and appropriate packaging of chemicals are essential for customs clearance. Importers must comply with regulations regarding the packaging, labeling, and handling of chemical shipments. This includes selecting appropriate packaging materials, ensuring compatibility between the chemicals and packaging, and adhering to safety guidelines for transportation. Chemicals classified as hazardous materials are subject to additional regulations and restrictions. Importers must ensure full compliance with hazardous materials regulations, including proper classification, packaging, marking, labeling, and documentation. Compliance with these regulations ensures the safe handling, storage, and transportation of hazardous chemicals. Having a valid customs bond is crucial for customs clearance of chemicals. Customs bonds serve as a financial guarantee to ensure compliance with customs regulations and duties. Importers must secure an appropriate customs bond to facilitate the customs clearance process and ensure a smooth flow of chemical shipments. Chemical trade may be subject to international agreements and treaties, such as the Rotterdam Convention or the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants, POPs. These agreements regulate the import and export of hazardous chemicals and ensure the responsible handling and management of such substances. Importers and exporters must comply with the provisions of these agreements to facilitate customs clearance. Proper waste disposal and environmental compliance are crucial aspects of customs clearance for chemicals. Importers and exporters should adhere to local regulations for the safe management, storage, and disposal of chemical waste generated during production, distribution, or use. Implementing effective waste management and environmental compliance practices support sustainable customs clearance of chemicals. Staying informed about the latest developments, regulations, and best practices is essential in the chemical industry. Importers and exporters should invest in continuous education. Attending industry workshops, participating in relevant conferences, and engaging with trade associations or regulatory agencies equip stakeholders with up-to-date knowledge for successful customs clearance. Chemical trade often involves proprietary formulations, innovative technologies, or confidential information. Importers and exporters should take appropriate measures to protect intellectual property rights and maintain the confidentiality of sensitive information during customs clearance. Safeguarding confidential data and trade secrets mitigates the risk of unauthorized disclosure or infringement. We hope you now have a better understanding of customs clearance for chemicals. By prioritizing compliance with regulations, ensuring accurate documentation, collaborating with customs brokers, and implementing safety measures, importers and exporters can navigate the customs procedures efficiently and ensure the compliant import and export of chemical products. Thank you for watching this video. We appreciate your support. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for future videos.